Gentleman from South Carolina, Mr. Timmons.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It is hard to believe it's been a little over 5 years on this committee with your leadership, your mentorship, and your friendship. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your time mentoring me, and thank you for serving your country. Not only have you done such a great job on the Financial Services Committee, but your steady hand in a relatively tumultuous time is something that we can all agree you've left this country and this committee off better than you found it. So I just want to start out and say thank you. And thank you to the witnesses for being here today. Throughout American history, our nation has been a global leader in innovation, with the financial sector exemplifying the spirit. The strength of our free markets has consistently driven modernization, positioning the United States at the forefront of technological advancement. Generations of entrepreneurs and innovators have leveraged emerging technologies to enhance consumer experiences while creating entirely new industries. As lawmakers, our responsibility is to cultivate an environment that fosters innovation and opportunity, both within the financial system and across the broader marketplace. However, I believe our current leadership has severely deviated from this foundational principle of innovation. In order to thrive, emerging industries require regulatory consistency and security that incentivizes growth and creativity while also safeguarding consumers. Unfortunately, the regulatory policies under President Biden's administration have failed to provide this clarity. Even worse than not providing a clear framework for our economic advancement, we have seen intentional obfuscation designed to force businesses to bend their knee to woke policies. I have great news for everyone listening. That ends January 20th at noon. Agencies like the CFPB and SEC have adopted approaches that hinder innovation, leaving the U.S. trailing behind global competitors, including China and even our allies in Europe, where thriving tech hubs are reshaping the economic landscape. The data is clear. Without a course correction, we will lose our status as the world's leader in innovation. Luckily, the American people have spoken. They want policies that give clear guidance to the business community. They want reduced compliance costs. They want our economy to be the best place in the world to start and grow a business. The Trump administration's goal is simple: use common sense to get the government out of the way, decrease energy costs, maintain a competitive tax code, reduce unnecessary regulations, and provide a clear framework for emerging technologies to thrive. This is our path forward to securing the American dream for at least another generation. I have a very simple question for each of you. Knowing that we have multiple tools in our toolbox, executive orders, legislative action, other regulatory restructuring in the wake of Chevron, what is one thing our unified government can do in the first 100 days to achieve these goals? Ms. Dixon, I'll start with you.
I'm going to take the liberty of saying two things. Thank you for the question. I'd love to see the stablecoin legislation go through from a blockchain standpoint, and I'd love to see market structure as well.
Thank you. Mr. Coley?
I'll actually second the stablecoin legislation. I'd love to see that go through.
Okay. Mr. McCauley?
I'd love to see regulatory agencies follow the lead of the agencies' work that they did under the previous Trump administration, where careful, thoughtful rulemaking originated out of the agencies and provided a clear framework for that. The OCC was a leader on that with 3 interpretive letters that helped pave the way for banks to be able to participate in digital assets. I'd like to see those reinstated and pushed forward, and that example held at other agencies.
Thank you. Mr. Ward?
Congressman, I'd love to see liberalization of ERISA rules to allow tax advantage and deferred income vehicles liberalized to allow private stock and private alternative assets to be part of the diversification of those portfolios.
And Mr. Butler?
I would say to promote competition in the market, fair competition in the marketplace that can strengthen protection for consumers, which is embodied, at least in part of this sector, in the open banking rule that allows people to fairly switch between different services while having their privacy protected.
Thank you for that. For anybody watching, we have an opportunity, a generational change opportunity, and we're doing everything we can to create a laundry list of changes that need to be made, either through executive action, through legislation, or through regulatory reform. And while I gave you all one, or in Ms. Dixon's case two, things to propose, we got time and we are willing to work. So create your lists, bring it before this committee, bring it before the Trump transition team, the Trump administration, as they get their people in order. We are going to do what the American people asked us to do and make sure that the U.S. economy is competitive in the global economy, and it is the best place in the world to start and to grow a business. That is our objective, and we will work tirelessly to get it done. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
I want to thank my friend and now recognize the gentleman from North Carolina, Mr. Nickel.